Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I want to go and talk about the game stuck for Twitter trend that's been going on lately, and I sort of just want to go and put my own 4 games here that define me as a person. I think where this sort of hashtag started was that it started with movies struck for, and then it turned into games. Now it's anime, and there's a bunch of other different forms of media that are now taking this hashtag on Twitter and using it for their own thing. So obviously games, these are 4 games that define me as a video game fan, not me as a person necessarily, because if that was the case, I'd be putting a bunch of story driven games on here. But these are just 4 games that define me as a video game fan. I'm not going to say gamer, but I just said it. But yeah, these are just 4 games that define me as a gamer, I guess. And I'm going to explain what these games mean to me and how they make me as a video game gamer, sort of, whatever. All right, so let's get into the first game here. The first one on my list is The Last of Us. To those that are a fan of this channel, you know that I've talked about this game numerous times in many different videos, whether it's in a game review or a countdown or whatever it may be. I always try to find a chance to talk about The Last of Us because The Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's because it shows my love for story-driven games. This game is heavily story-driven, and on top of that, it mixes gameplay and story so well that it feels like it's like one thing. It doesn't feel like 2 separate parts, like I'm watching a movie at one point and then all of a sudden I'm playing the game at this point. It sort of just feels like one cohesive thing in a way. So I am very, very proud to go and say that The Last of Us is part of my game struck for, and it's because of my love for story-driven games, and I chose this game to represent that. Next game here is Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Obviously, if you've known me for a while now, you know that Sly 2 is my favorite game within the Sly Cooper series. And to those that don't know what Sly Cooper is, it's a platforming series, and Sly 2 pretty much demonstrates my love for platformers, and I love platforming games, whether it's the newer ones like Sonic Mania, Super Mario Odyssey, or some of the older ones like Ratchet and Clank on the PS2, Jak and Daxter, all that good stuff. I am a fan of platformers at heart, and I will always will be. And I cannot wait to go and see what new ones that are going to be coming out later this year do, such as like Mega Man 10, Mega Man 10, right? I think that one's coming out later this year, right? I'm pretty sure. Mega Man 11, my bad. We were already on 10 for a while now, so now we are moving on to Mega Man 11. But yeah, I cannot wait to go and see what other platformers lie within the gaming realm in the future. Next game I have here is League of Legends. League of Legends is a MOBA. It's one of the largest games on the internet across the world, and it's pretty much a strategy game where you work with 4 other people, and there's objectives on the map. There's a enemy team on the map that you have to kill and try to beat, and just work together as a team and just win the game. This game demonstrates my love for strategy games and competition. I was gonna put like Pikmin 3 here or something like that to go and show my love for strategy, but in the same way, it doesn't really show my love for competition. So League of Legends just does that in both ways, competition wise and in a strategy sense, because I love games that make me think on top of my feet, and League of Legends does that perfectly, because even like the smallest thing that you do within that game could just turn the tides of the game in and of itself. And the last game that I have for my game struck for, obviously there's a lot of games I've played within my years, and narrowing it down to these 4 was a little hard, but Sonic Unleashed. The reason I put Sonic Unleashed on here was because this was like the first game that I truly fell in love with. Like, this was the first game that I was like, I really enjoyed this game. Like, this is a really good game. Obviously, Sly 2, Sly 3, all of those other previous games I, enjoyed, but I never really loved them. And, after I played Sonic Unleashed, years later when the Sly collection came out, I realized that I actually also love the Sly collection. But Sonic Unleashed was like the first game that I was like, I really like video games, and this is something that I would love to do, as a passion, as a hobby, or whatever. And Sonic Unleashed also demonstrates my love for Sonic the Hedgehog. Like my name is tvsonicgaming. Like, come on, it can't be any more obvious that I'm a huge Sonic fan still at heart. Even if I'm not as big of a fan as I was back then, I can still appreciate the character, and I could still, love what the Sega and all of the other forms of media that he has been jumping onto, such as the IDW series, the brand new comic book series that they've been doing. That is fantastic. And that series just, reminds me that I really still love Sonic, and Sonic Unleashed is kind of where it started, where I bought that game close to when it came out, and I played it, and I really enjoyed it. And from then on, I've been a Sonic fan ever since. And that's pretty much where I got my name, TV Sonic. On an Xbox 360, I was like, I want my name to be TV0 and a bunch of other numbers that were like my school ID. But my brother was like, I'll name you TV Sonic because it's a lot easier. So, and since then, I've kept that name. So I guess that's a little background for my name there. But yeah, those are my game struck for. What are the games that really define you, that really are memorable for you, the 4 games that got you into gaming, whatever it may be. A lot of people are using this hashtag in many different ways. I just use this video as a way to explain these 4 games are the games that represent me. These aren't the 4 games these are the 4 games that represent me as a video game player, but not necessarily as a person. And these aren't 4 games that represent what got me into gaming, but these are definitely 4 games that remind me as to why I love playing video games. These are the 4 games, obviously. So enough rambling on. I think that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have not already, you can subscribe. I put new videos up every single Saturday. Want to follow my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter, you can do that as well. And I will be live streaming God of War for PS4 tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST. You can come by, hang out, say hello. Please no spoilers, for the love of God, because I'm trying to record footage for that game and do a game review on it, hopefully for next week's video. So I know I said that with Ascension last week, but I've been just a little busy this week, so I could not get that review out, unfortunately. But I will try my best to go and get a review out for the latest God of War entry on the PlayStation 4. So that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again, and I will see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.